YouTube people, holy shit, we're back on Borderlands. I plan to do the whole experience with Borderlands with Zane here as one big, massive Let's Play, and that continues today, finally. We're gonna mostly do Arms Race, and we'll probably start DLC 3. I imagine there won't be a Season Pass 3, so I guess we're probably approximating the end here. Happy Thanksgiving is what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. Now, we're gonna have to cancel our family Thanksgiving, that's for sure. That's for sure. Once the fever breaks, shouldn't it be contagious anymore? I mean, you would think that, Barbarian, but COVID's weird, right? You can be asymptomatic and spread it, so long as you're breathing, it being in the air. Like, yeah, definitely. With anything else, 100% you're right, but with this... not so much. Granted, people that are asymptomatic aren't very effective spreaders of it, but they still spread it, so it's in the air, they breathe it. And I've been around it. My sister's got it. If I've got it, which, I mean, there's a chance, I'm gonna have to redo this. I was mostly just playing around with the skill trees. I'm not super happy with this build. In fact, it's not really working for me so far. I'm definitely gonna change it up, but I'm not overly concerned about that right now, because we're gonna mostly do Arms Race, so long as I can stop from coughing and blowing my nose and touching my face for more than 30 seconds. Thanks for being here, Barbarian. I only had it for like 3 days. Wife had it for 4 months. Jesus, that's where my brother-in-law's at. He had it for like 4 days, 3 days. He had a fever for 3 days, 101. Felt like shit, could hardly breathe. And then his fever broke. And, you know, I guess he's pretty much on the mend, except he can't smell or taste anymore. Which is scary. My sister sounds like dog shit. Now, they're both younger and healthier. My sister literally is an Iron Man. That's what she does. That's her hobby. It's a hell of a hobby, right? So she's... I'm worried about her, but at the same time, she diets, she eats well, she exercises. The only thing I'm worried about is she has a very, very busy job. I've talked about this a million times, but she's a nurse. She's an RN, and she leads the contact tracing in my county. So she's been really, really busy, and I'm worried that she's been kind of overworked, which would lower her metabolism considerably. It looks alright. I really wanted to get a Terror build, but excuse me, every time I'm going to say excuse me about a million times, just a heads up. Every time I go to play Borderlands, I just tend to get bored within like an hour. And I don't like that, believe me, it's not what I want. Oh yes, start leveling up the badasses. I can barely live through. We're going to go do Arms Race. I'll probably start with Mayhem 10. We're on Mayhem 10 right now. Then I might switch to 11. Definitely if I'm going to do the DLC today, we'll do Mayhem 11 just so we can quest. South Dakota slammed some COVID positive nurses have to work. Yeah, that's not good. It's not good. I've got a big review. It's about 3,000 words, but I'll probably edit it down to a little less than that for clarity. On Arms Race, I have a lot of thoughts on Arms Race. I'll probably let most of those out while we play, but it's definitely okay. You know, it's fun, but it just could be so much more. You'll see. Well, as we play it, you'll get to see, and I don't even think I'll need to explain it. I think anybody who's ever played a roguelike, from For the King to Risk of Rain 2 or Enter the Gungeon and all those, I've played plenty of them as well. You know, they're big right now. Binding of Isaac or Neon Abyss, any of them. You're going to see that this is basically supposed to be Borderlands roguelike, which you would not think you could mess up. That sounds amazing, right? Borderlands and a roguelike together. Be like the permadeath runs back in the day that people with the big YouTubers were doing, like Baru and Gathalion. You're gonna, without me even explaining it as we play through this, I think you're gonna instantly become aware of what this is lacking. And it's not even the obvious things. Like, some people think you should come in with your skill tree and stuff. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's the problem. I think skills are a huge issue, but I don't think that that's the core issue, or the core problem, I mean. You'll see. It's got some good in it, though. And I like doing it because it feels like less craziness. Yo, Seafood Pasta, what up, Gunner? Thanks for being here, man. Wife had it for 4 months. Well, I hope she's better now, man. That sucks, Barbarian. But I do like doing it for now. I don't know how long I'll like to do it. I wish, out of the many wishes I have, is I do wish that there was more farming in this. Mostly you play it because there's like 10 legendaries that are unique to this. And they're decent, they're pretty good, but they're not like the legendaries you want to or need to get, and so it's just in a really weird place. But so you load it with no skills, and you pick up guns, and you have to play with those as you go. The music is like overpowering everything right now. What did I put the music volume to? I want to hear the guns. Which is good, because my favorite part of Borderlands is shooting stuff and playing with new guns. But as we will play, you'll start to see some of the issues that crop up with this. So, first we have a BR ring, which is my least favorite part of this. I can't understand in one... Like, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to force you to be on a time limit. Well, that's easy to do. In all other roguelikes, this is how they do it. The longer you're in a run, the harder it gets. And they already have that built in. That's the risk versus reward thing. The longer you're in the run, the harder it's going to get. What they do with this is they do a BR ring. And so it just... They built this pretty big doll map, but it just keeps you focused basically in one little tiny area, which is the main area right here. This is where the final boss is at. It's one boss. Heavyweight honker. And, it's kind of neat to try to, like, make it a risky thing to go outside of that ring. But because this is going to boil down into an Anthem-like situation where basically people are like, oh, yeah, I'm just trying to get those 10 legendaries. So I'm going to hit the 3 chests that are right next to that heavyweight honker. I'm going to see if I get it. If I don't, I'm going to hurry up and either save and quit or extract. And then we're just going to move on. So they don't give players a good reason to do like a long run or to stay outside of or to explore this map. Feels a little sensitive. I'll go down to 5 and see if it feels better. It might just be the gun, to be fair. There's tons of farming. They farm your tiers. Yeah, well, I love farming in Borderlands when it's worth it, but that's the biggest thing is... Borderlands 3 is a lot of repetition for repetition's sake. I've complained about this game plenty, and I guess I'm going to keep doing that. But I'm going to do some arms race, and then I think we'll start DLC 3. There's a 50% chance I stream tomorrow. It depends on where I'm at with these videos. Like, if I'm feeling good and I'm making good progress on the videos, I'm just going to do that. If I'm not, then I'll get the stream on. Because I don't mind doing arms race. Like, this is the longest I've played Borderlands in a long time. I tried doing the Halloween event. I got bored within maybe an hour. Not only that, it shut my Xbox kept shutting off. Per fucking usual. Like, the amount of performance problems that this game has on the consoles is ridiculous. And there's been no progress on that. This runs fine because it's like you're using guns that don't break the game, I guess. There's not a whole lot of particle effects. This runs really well, actually, which is like the best part of it if you're on console. You can actually play the game a little bit. Oh, yes, and they put in Axton and they put in... the music is still just... Do I have, like, music playing in the background? No, I don't. Why is the music so loud? Logitech G Pro headset? Whoa! You gotta be careful, because now even game music apparently gets you a DMCA takedown. I think the worst... There's plenty of things you can do to criticize Arms Race, but so far the worst review that I've read is... And I don't like the song either. It's just... It's like... You're in a club, and you're getting drunk, and your hangover starts early. And the music is just pounding your brain into submission, and you regret all your life decisions up to this point. That's what this music is reminding me of right now. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it all the way down. I just really dislike it. Listen to me bitch for an hour, please. You can feel the hangover coming on while you're still trying to get drunk. But on good music. What the fuck game music? I know, that's not... Like, a lot of the game music in the Borderlands is actually good across all of them. And Mad Moxie's Underdome, I remember that song being dope when we first played it, but this... Reminds me of Reach, when you gotta defend Halsey's lab. And it starts playing that really generic music in the background. Rocket launchers that feel like how grenade launchers should feel. I like shooting stuff in this mode. Like, Borderlands is a good shooter. It's the best shooter they've made. I'm not saying it's the best shooter, because it's not. But, killing skags and spider ants, this is like the most Borderlands I've felt in a long time. There's just other problems that are going to crop up as we do this that... Bring back the Borderlands arena crowd. Oh, Jesus. That was rough, wasn't it? Woo! For hours. Yeah, I've been trying to sleep as much as I could sleep. Granted, I'm lucky to get to do that, and... and I guess melatonin can help. I've been doing, like, everything. Vitamin D, immune boosters... I'm trying to take every single precaution, and every day I go upstairs, I got an N97 on, and I got the gloves on. Oh shit, the storm actually messes you up in this. I really dislike it though. It's not even that it kills you, I just think it's... I've never seen that in a roguelike before, to have a BR ring. It feels inappropriate. Ooh. Some people like how it was mixed in, you know, maybe. But I think there's a better way to do it, and that's just exactly like all other roguelikes before this game. The longer you play, the harder it's going to get. Actually, yes. But I will say that I do love being able to pick up new guns and just, like, play around with them, even though class mods are useless for all intents and purposes. Like... Because it goes back to something I talked about with Borderlands 1 and Nox's Arena. Like, Nox's Arena could have been like this. And there's 3, like, core Borderlands skills, I think. And that's... I don't know why I'm still getting hit. I'm inside the ring. I'll run my end here. And that's gearing up. It's building, getting a build, knowing the skill trees, and how well you shoot. Those are the core Borderlands skills, and I feel like they've been so close to getting it right, and they've always got these core, like, ingredients that have always worked, the Borderlands core ingredients. And yet, it's like they can't get them in the right order. Ever since 1 and 2, they've been struggling to... It's like, we baked the cake twice this way, and it worked out perfect. Why is it now when we go to bake the cake with the same ingredients, it's not working? But it's kind of working, but it's not, you know, it's not the same. It doesn't taste as good. But I still love the shooting in Borderlands. This is, like, the best part of this whole thing. Occasionally, this is the one thing that is a roguelike in this, besides the permadeath. You get legendaries, you equip them, and you get, like, that whole roguelike instant power up. So, like, okay, we just got really lucky. And we got golds. And now legendaries feel legendary. Unlike the base game where it's like, oh, another legendary. That doesn't really fit my build, so whatever, I don't care. Unlike the base game, now a legendary feels legendary and powerful, and that's great. So the issue is that's the only thing. That's the only thing. This is the only power you're going to feel. Otherwise, it's like a BR slapped inside a really generic slaughter dome. Or I should say trial. This is how you get the legendary loot from this. There's like 10 unique legendaries. The issue with that being, because the idea is good. Excuse me. But the legendaries spawn in the same chest every time. So like if you're going for the pistol, you go for this chest, and if you're going for the Triggs thing, you go for that chest. And then once you know what you're going for, you just go for those chests and extract. There's no excitement to it. It just becomes generic. I'm gonna run to Y so that I get X, and I'm all done now. I still like doing it just for the sake of like, oh my god, it's actually Borderlands again. I can't, like, I can see my screen. The game is running okay. I can shoot stuff and gear matters. This feels the most like Borderlands has felt for a long time. Because the whole idea of like, it's mayhem, and I think something and I've gotten into it like 5 times about this. It doesn't work to me. You're either throwing out so much damage that you kill everything in one hit all around you in a giant cloud of death, or you're dead, and that's like the whole game. And the meanwhile, it's running at like 5 frames per second. At least on console, that's what it's been like. And that whole like Borderlands 1 and 2 thing where I'm shooting stuff isn't there for me so far. It's like they're pretending to make fun of BR, but they're actually trying to, yeah, they're actually trying to get the BR hype, right? They said like, we won't be a BR, we won't be a BR. Well, good, nobody wants you to be a BR. Even though I would be okay with a mode like Face Off or even Gamut from Destiny, like it'd be neat to fight other people. I'd be okay with that. That would freshen it up a ton for me, just as something else to do. This freshens it up just as something else, but why the BR ring? A BR ring and a roguelike don't mix. Risk of Rain 2. Gearbox said so many times Risk of Rain 2 is a game that they would make. Okay, then follow that system. When you load in, it's easy, and then you're fighting the clock because the more the match goes on, the harder it gets. Then it goes medium, then it goes hard, then it goes like insane, then it goes, you know, death, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up. And you're constantly fighting that risk reward as to whether you want to get deeper into the run and try to get, you know, a high score or unlock a new character, which is the next thing. This is it. What you're experiencing right now is it. This is the thing I'm the most disappointed by. When we extract here, you'll see. Yo, Kiz Jordan, 6 months, dang, nice, man. Half a year, dude. Yo, Kiz Jordan. Look at this guy. We get some Nexus Cat up in the chat for Kiz. I'll do a few runs of this, though, because, you know, it functions. We can actually play Borderlands with this, and then we'll do the DLC a little bit. Yo, Kiz Jordan, you've continued to fight the war, and you've continued to fight resistance. And you have become stage 6 more human than a human. Thank you very much, Kish. I much appreciate it, Joseph. Please make sure you check out Joseph. By the way, that muscle cut. Gotta focus. Yes, sir. Joseph's great. You go to him for real talk. He's an intelligent guy. He's great at Doom. Always got his eye on the ball, and he's a talented person. Make sure you check him out. I don't know if we have a grenade mod or not. Look at that. Just these like rebounding I'm trying to think, damn it. Whatever's causing all the projectiles to bounce around, that alone is lagging the game out, even though there's really nothing here but fighting mobs. Did the storm move? Shit. I gotta go. Means we're not gonna get this chest. Like, that's okay. I'm good with being punished for that. I can't even leave. This is probably the end of the run, then. Unless we get health. Unless I start slaying quick. But there's better ways to do it. Just making this stuff level up past what you can handle unless you've been lucky and been able to get the right gear. And let's admit it, skills. That's the biggest thing all roguelikes have, is you grab skills throughout the match. Hopefully that's it. What the fuck was that? Oh yeah, there's all kinds of weird, like, slapstick comedy, I guess they think it is. peppered into this. Where's the ladder? You can't really see in this stuff either. That's the run already. I don't care. We didn't have anything really good. Well, I'll make sure we extract on this next one. I think when you extract, it'll, within 3 runs, within 1 extraction, if you played any roguelikes, you'll instantly get, like, what this is missing, and why that's such a head-scratcher as to why it's not in there. But, skills, a timer, that's challenge, and perma unlocks. The core thing that all roguelikes have. This is it, like, you didn't gain coins, for instance. Like in Risk of Rain 2, you unlock lunar coins. In Neon Abyss, you unlock, I think it's just gold tokens. And Atomic Crops, you unlock cornucopias. And For the King, you unlock, it is gold coins. And you get to buy stuff that affects your next run. From new characters, to power-ups, to unique challenges, to different encounters that change it up fundamentally so it's not quite as repetitive and there's reason to keep doing runs. None of that exists here. None of it. It's literally just this. People probably think I'm just shitting on Borderlands, but this was 30 bucks. For the King is like 15. Risk of Rain 2 is 20 bucks. Atomic Crops was 15 bucks. I know you get a skill tree too, but this, in the midst of this recession and pandemic, you're telling me that 30 bucks ought to, you know, I know it's challenging right now to make games, but 30 bucks is a pretty premium price without having story DLCs. And you make a roguelike, and it's like, you're pretty much there, and you had the base game already built around it, but you didn't do any of the roguelike stuff. You did 2 of the roguelike stuff. You get random drops in a run, you have permadeath, and you extract loot, but just wait till you see the extraction. Like, it is 0 effort. 0 effort. I'm telling you this. Yo, Freak Show, what if I don't give a shit and just want to hear you complain about games? Well, then I appreciate it, because I'm doing plenty of complaining, Freak. I'm doing plenty. And I'll say the generic thing that everybody says when they complain about a game. I love this, I just want it to succeed. Well, it's true. You know, our stream is named Stuck on Pandora for a reason. I love Borderlands, but I know how good and loyal Destiny fans are. And I know they say they're not trying to compete with Destiny. I guess they're not, but they're in a pretty similar space. At the very least, you're competing for people to be willing to give you time. And I think people like Italian are just done with the game. I don't think they're ever going to get him really back. I don't know about Baru. They've got different people who have filled that hole. Anyway, but what I see is waning interest, not just from the old content creators, but like fans. It's like the fans of the canon are sticking around. But the fans of the gameplay, they're getting it someplace else now. There we go, red chest. Let's see if we get one of the unique legendaries from this. We did not, but this will still do really good. I'll eventually hit her in the head, I promise you. But I have to miss it. There we go. Every shot in the meantime. Fuck Destiny. Your fetish is blue cat woman. He does this whenever he plays Borderlands. I think he did last time. Yeah, pretty much. I thought this was an Avatar reference. This costs $30. This costs $30, yes. Yes, sir. It costs $30. Now, granted, you also get the new skill tree. And that's it. You get the new skill tree and you get this. But in the spring, there's going to be I believe it's the designer's cut. Now, we don't know what that's going to be. So that's why I'm saying, to be fair, but that's also an issue. We have no idea what that's going to be. As of right now, this is not $30. So I'm judging it based on it being $30. And I've played a lot of roguelikes. I like roguelikes. In fact, one of my favorite games right now, Atomic Crops, is a roguelike. State of Decay has roguelike features. This is like, I'm trying not to say it, but I gotta say it. It's half-assed. That's how it comes across, is half-assed. Like, we build a map. You know, we have this idea. But all the stuff that makes roguelikes freaking roguelikes and makes them as popular as they are and as fun as they are, pretty much they just didn't do the extra work it would have required, I think, to make that happen. Which would have been just a few things. Get rid of the BR ring, make it on a timer, to add risk reward. They could have done 3 things to have made it fine, good, fun. And then they could have gone the extra. And the 3 things are get rid of the BR ring, put it on a timer. You know how legendaries feel like a legendary and it's like one of the best things in here? Okay, well, you need skills too. I don't mean the skill trees from the base game. I mean, you do what roguelikes do. You put in, oh, now you have 2 times gun damage because you got wings. Oh, now you have 5 times gun reload speed because you found a bandolier. Now you have extra movement speed because you found wing shoes, and then you can stack those items. Just 50 of those. 50 items, you know, like 25 commons, 15 rares, and then the rest legendary items that stack would have made a big difference. And then the extraction. You'll see the extraction, but the extraction is wow. It's really lame. I didn't even know I extracted the first time I beat this. There's like no indicator that you're done. And then they could have gone the extra step. In one, they could have made make a lot more skills. Add a permanent upgrade feature so that here's what I think they should have done, and I believe this. Should have made it free to play, not Borderlands. They should have made this mode free to play as a demo so that people get to experience what it's like to play Borderlands, because it's already, you know, like a generic thing. But for those that own the game, obviously they can extract loot, take that to the bank, and those that don't own the game, they can extract that, and if they buy the game, that loot will be sitting there waiting for them. And that would fill up the lobbies too for this mode. This mode could have been a lot. It's like Borderlands 3 in a nutshell. It's like, man, they're so close to something. They're so close. Free to play this. And do all those features. The next thing is add a bunch more skills. Add permanent unlocks like all roguelikes do. That means you unlock more skills that can be found during a match. That means you unlock, I think, effervescent gear, which can be found during a run, which helps you. Specifically helps in this arena. There's so many options there. Not only that, you have 10 years of Borderlands content to draw from that you own the rights on. You know how much nostalgia there would be if all of that content could be found in here? They've always done these Digistruct peaks, and they've done the Hollow Dome, and it's all about like, oh yeah, all this stuff can come back. Because technically it exists in this metaverse that you can just be downloaded from all the time. Why is that not in here? I want to see Nine Toes. I want to see Crawler Max pop up. There's one boss. There's one boss. They could have added so much loot to this, so much nostalgia to this, and used the 10 years of content that they have to make this procedural, expansive, interesting, fun, roguelike dungeon that I think would have been, God, exactly the injection Borderlands needs. But instead we have this, and it's like Mayhem mode. Like, Mayhem mode sounded good, it looked good. Yeah, everything that they did up to Mayhem mode made it seem like, oh yeah, this is going down. This is going to save Borderlands. This is going to be the injection that it needs to be fresh again. And it wasn't. Like, we all know what happened post-Mayhem mode. Mayhem wasn't. It was like UVHM all over again, but worse, I think. Things weren't scaled well. It wasn't fun. Everything was so tanky. A lot of stuff was bugged. Well, that's Arms Race. Arms Race... The venerable Mr. Pitchford said that Arms Race would be, it would attract the COD fans. Well, can it attract the Borderlands fans? They're the ones who need some love. You could have made something amazing with this because it's a good foundation. Like so much with what we talk about with Borderlands, it's a good foundation. And it's like they just didn't finish the idea. They didn't just keep going with it. Because I love picking, like, this is good. Picking up guns and experimenting with them. And like, oh yeah, I got a 2x. There we go. There's one of the new guns. So now I have to extract that in order to use it. So we'll see how that goes out. I got a ×2 prefix, so that's going to do some good damage to help me keep staying in here. Like, it's right there, right? And then if you get a legendary, like, oh, okay, sweet, I can do this to make a longer run. Just like the roguelikes. Why they're so good. You start to get that one amazing run together in a roguelike, and it's addicting. And then when you combine that with, like, permanent buffs for continued runs, that level of reward for your effort, that's when roguelikes hit the spot, man. But this is like, it's Borderlands and you extract. But because it's Borderlands, some stuff is already kind of working by default. What do I have? 2 snipers? Oh no, it's a flapper. Okay, switch that out for this. It's got that anointment. Like right here. Okay, I'm gonna use this white. I would never use this white typically. But it's got a good anointment. Great. Borderlands loot system is fantastic. It's still fantastic. It's still their strength. But this just could have been so much more. This really could have been the shit. This could have been the shit. But it's currently not. Borderlands turned into a Dark Zone division. Like, that would be fine. If they did the stuff I'm talking about, like, I know there's plenty of people out there with great ideas, and they probably had great ideas themselves. But I've played plenty of roguelikes. I gotta imagine they have too, and I know that that's kind of the magic of them. Are those mechanics. The extraction, this is free update until DLC is finished. If they would have done free to play on Arms Race, Wilson, because this is $30. You can't play Arms Race without the Season 2. I would not be here if you did Destiny. Fuck Destiny. Also help. It works because I did different songs anyways. This looks incredibly empty and boring. Me not knowing what the fuck he's talking about. I mean, I was talking about other roguelikes, but where did we get lost on? Borderlands turned into Dark Sea means it's a free update. Oh, it's free update quality. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. Yes. If they would have done a free update and made it a kick-ass roguelike, Borderlands would be rejuvenated. And anybody who thinks, hey, you're just a hater, you're just talking a lot of shit. All the big content creators who have a lot of popularity. Jolts Dude, Killer 6, Moxie, all these guys that are now the Borderlands kings. Even Shifty 5 and stuff. The Borderlands directory, even with what was basically a perfect pre-marketing campaign. Great Twitch integration, moment 1. Is routinely under 500 viewers. Those big-time YouTubers who lead this whole game in its charge and are part of the Borderlands team, their videos went from getting hundreds of thousands of views to usually tens of thousands, and I'm talking 20 to 30,000. So there's just a huge waning interest. There's just a plain old-fashioned lack of interest in Borderlands at this point. Destiny keeps going strong. It has legs for days. People are even interested in Anthem Next. There's still some love out there. I see as many videos go into Anthem Next like updates, which is crazy, but it's true. Like, here, finally, they gave us a blog post. What's gonna happen? Holy shit. Nice. You're like, that could be amazing. If you mix that with all the other roguelike stuff, that could be amazing. Now, what also sucks, is the Tizzy, what we just grabbed as a stagecoach. Basically, they're set roles. Like, you're just going for anointments. So that part's already, like, it's just not interesting. This is actually a really good anointment. Anytime the 2 magazines additional damage is really good. It's actually probably worth doing. The boss is the same boss every time, by the way. Stagecoach is always a good shotgun. It has the most projectiles, I believe. It and one other thing. It might be the Torg bang stick. Look at that. There we go. Now it feels like Zane. This is the part of Arms Race that works. And because it does work, imagine if they put all the other mechanics that make other roguelikes amazing in here. This could be so much fun. And then if you give a bunch of people access to it so they can experience what Borderlands 3 is like at its core, I think we'd be back in business. But this is $30 and it's not those things, so we're not in business again. This is going to last players maybe a month. It's going to be interesting, you know, there's going to be the big-time content creators. They'll be able to make more out of this, which is good. But as far as really being the thing that gets Borderlands right back into the fray. I don't see it. And it's buggy. It's buggy. Like, this chest over here, I have yet to have work. Maybe this time it will, but I have yet to... This chest right here will not activate for some reason. What's supposed to happen is you're supposed to come in here and then you get waves of enemies. Then once you fend it off, you get to have the red chest. I don't know why I've got some, like, veil over me. Funny longbow. Oh, it's because the run is going kind of deep, so we're starting to get these guys. These guys start chasing you around, and they're kind of a pain in the ass. They don't do a lot of damage. Oh, this thing kind of rocks. Again, see, the goodness of Borderlands essence is, like, there. And if you combined it with other mechanics, this could be the shit. I'm, like, perma-slowed, I guess, from these guys. I think they just keep respawning, too, which sucks. They even had random drops. It's like, oh, look, we'll do this. Oh, sweet. Why not random bosses, then? Why not random bosses from the 10 years of content you have to work with? The reload is fast. What all do I have right now? Stagecoach, pistol. 2 pistols. I don't know. I mean, it'd probably be decent, but you sell this. You have money that's... See, this is supposed to open. I think there's one more up here, but it might already be in the storm zone. But I've got a script written. I've pretty much already covered my points, though, but I'll do it in a much briefer, focused manner. I love shooting stuff in here. I love picking up new guns in here. It's nice to play Borderlands again. It's so nice to play Borderlands again. But you just know this could be more. It's nice to play the game for 5 minutes without the Xbox crashing. I'm in trouble. Should be able to get him. Is there any storm? It's moving, I think, as we speak. It moves pretty fast. So, like, you can go to these vending machines. Like, there's one here. We'll go to that. No! I deserve this. Try this. Probably that fire. That COV fire pistol, though, is probably going to do good work against the boss. Oh, there we go. But it's like the same rule every time, and you're just going for annoyments. And that alone already takes out a lot of this. Like, alright, I did my runs, but I've already got the 10 legendaries that are in here with good anoints, so... And there's no endgame system post-talk. Not fighting for any new abilities, new weapons, new maps. It's just this. When I could play Risk of Rain 2 or Atomic Crops or For the King for half the price, you speak to that $30 and get 10 times that. We're right here already. So you get to see the extraction. This, to me, is just plain lazy. That hit's decent. But I think a Jacobs probably would have one-hit that guy. The plan was to continue Borderlands on PC. Oops. But that's been slowed down by the current family COVID crisis. Gonna have to go this way. We're gonna have to be quick about it. That storm's gonna burn us up. Actually, once we kill those two big guys, they seem to just disappear. I mean, that'd be nice, but again, you don't have Sentinel in here, so... The big thing about this guy is he basically uses all the elements, so I'm gonna switch away from this. I'm gonna use this top pistol, and then what, to the top and bottom? Yeah, top and bottom, that'll do it. Let's extract. So this is how it ends. You go down here and you fight this guy. There's other extraction points around, but you have to eventually get to this and fight him. He's got some drops attached to him, but they're just the drops that are also in the arena. Jesus, that's a lot of AoE. Usually try to keep these guys up for the sake of second wins, obviously. This guy's got some gun that's fucking deadly, apparently. God. Gotta get rid of him. Keep those two around. They're not doing that much damage. We'll need them. Give me health. Wasn't there a big Borderlands content creator who got banned for streaming Borderlands 3 or something? There was, yeah. Can't remember his name. He's back on YouTube now, but he made videos that focused on the leaks for Borderlands 3, but he didn't actually leak anything himself. Somebody else leaked it, but then he covered it, and that got him a ban on YouTube. It was pretty rough. 2K actually sent lawyers to his house and stuff, which all seems really dumb now in hindsight, because Borderlands, it's not like Borderlands is all that. I mean, it's big, it's a $1 billion franchise, but the hype anymore. Jesus, yeah, they were serious. 2K was really heavy-handed, but also did it was probably the most organized and orchestrated pre-release campaign I've ever seen. Compared to like Fallout 76, where it always seemed like the cracks were already showing and it was really disorganized, 2K put together a really organized campaign for the pre-launch of Borderlands 3. Oh, fudge. I missed that shot by a mile. Alright, flesh. Oh yeah, he's getting melted right now. freeze him, get him locked in place basically, and then come in here with these heavy crits. That dot alone is massacring that man. Alright, so that seems really exciting, right? Oh man, we just did it. We beat it. We made it through arms race. Beating any roguelike, typically, it's super exciting. You're always right on the edge of your seat. Death is approaching. None of these even matter. It's not even a reason to pick them up. One of them did. This is it. You've extracted. Congrats. There's no animations. There's no victory, and then like coins rack up or something, or score. This is it. You go to a machine. You extract what you got, which is usually these, and they're almost always the same rules. You can extract that, and that's usually... We're on Mayhem 10, not 11, so we should have got probably more, but that's what we got. And then you just go back to Sanctuary. That's it. I had no idea the first time I beat this that I'd even won.